Hey Northbrook kids! Excited again to be with you guys on Sunday. We're gonna go ahead and learn our next lesson for the preschool age group. Again, we are on the last week of our memory verses. So if you haven't already, go watch our memory verse recap to ensure that you remember Psalm 67 and Psalm 121. We can put it all together. So we're going to today continue our lessons. I'm excited. Hopefully soon we'll be able to be in person. That way I can hang out with you. We can play with each other. It's going to be a lot of fun when we're finally all together. But in the meantime, I hope that you guys are enjoying these videos. So can anybody remember last week's video with Miss Alexa? What was the big idea? God is in charge of everything. What does that mean? Miss Alexa told us a little bit about the story of Moses and how God came to Moses in a burning bush. And God is in charge of everything. He's in charge of that bush that was on fire. He spoke to Moses. He's in charge of the waters that split when Pharaoh was running after Moses and the Israelites. God is in charge of everything. He's in charge of you. He's in charge of me. He's in charge of the birds and the water. He's in charge of everything. This week, we're going to be in the book of Exodus, Exodus 16. So you can follow along with me if you'd like, but we're learning about how God provides for his chosen and special people called the Israelites. We've been through the Red Seas, where God parted them so that the Israelites could go towards the promised land. And now they're in the desert, they're walking, and they're tired. So we're gonna learn the big idea for this week, which is God is good. This sounds familiar, doesn't it? You're right, we already learned that God is good, but what we keep seeing is that God is always good. He keeps showing us in his word that he's really good. So we're reminding ourselves again with this lesson in Exodus 16 that God is good. All right, so in Exodus 16, God had already rescued the Israelites, his special and chosen people. And God was going to lead them to a beautiful and wonderful land. But it was going to take a long time to get there. Have you ever been on a long trip with your mom and dad? Yeah, sometimes car rides, maybe you've been on an airplane. Going from one place to another isn't always a quick thing. And for the Israelites, it was a really long thing. It took almost 40 years for them to get to the promised land. But that's a story for later. But it was going to take a long time for them to get there. And the Israelites, they had to walk through a desert, which was really hot. Hey, in the summertime in Texas, it's really, really hot. When you're running around and playing, you're probably really ready to go inside and get a glass of water. But the Israelites, they had to keep going. They didn't have air conditioning and they didn't have a place for them to rest and take a break. They were in the desert. And so they were really hot. They had almost no food and no water. And so they whined to Moses because they were really tired and really hungry, and they forgot. The Israelites forgot that God is good. God heard their whining though, and wanted the Israelites to remember that he was good. God took care of the Israelites because they were his special and chosen people, and he loved the Israelites. So he sent down bread from the sky. Yeah, like it was raining bread. And what they called this bread was manna. It was from heaven for them to eat. Imagine if God just rained down food from the skies. That's what he did for the Israelites. There was no food, no water, and God provided for the Israelites because he loved them and because he is good. And so the bread tasted sweet. It was good and sweet, and it filled their hunger. God gave the Israelites the manna in the morning, and then he also gave them birds called quail for them to eat before nighttime. Birds called quail, it's kind of like chicken, like a chicken nugget. Do you guys like chicken nuggets? Yeah, it's kind of like that. So God gave them bread and chicken or quail. That's what the bird is. But he gave them food. He gave them meat and carbs, and he allowed them to be filled to their heart's content because he loved them and because God is good. God is so patient and continued to take care of the Israelites because he is good. The Israelites would still be in the desert for a long time, going towards the promised land. But he was patient with them. Even when they complained and whined and were upset, God loved them and he took care of his people. God is good. And so guys, I have a fun song, and if you've ever been with the Village Little Kids Church, then you might remember this song. It's actually called God is Good. I love this song because it reminds me of his goodness, and sometimes when I'm feeling down or forgetting God's promises, I sing it to myself. So we're actually going to sing this song all together. If you want to join me and Mr. Jeremy, we'll be singing God is Good. So I have my husband Jeremy, and he's going to help us sing the song today. So we're going to go through the motions once, and then we're going to sing the song together with our motions. So the song goes G-O-O-D, our God is. So we're actually spelling out good, and we're going to spell it with our hands. So when we say G, we're going to make a big G like this. So G-O-O-D. Can you guys do that with me? G-O-O-D. Awesome. And then the chorus goes, God is good, always good. God is always good. When we say that, we're going to say, God is good, always good. God is always good. And then we'll also say, God is good, forever good. God is forever good. Awesome. Okay, let's sing it all together now that you have the motions.
G-O-O-D, our God is. G-O-O-D, he's always been. G-O-O-D will forever be. G-O-O-D to you and me. God is good, always good. God is always good. God is good, forever good. God is forever good. G-O-O-D, our God is. G-O-O-D, he's always been. G-O-O-D will forever be. G-O-O-D to you and me. God is good, always good. God is always good. God is good, forever good. God